Hi, hello everybody, Dennis speaking here. This is my first video. I've been wanting to do some videos for some times now, and I think that S Carlson contest about your 5 go-to albums is a great way to start. So my first CD will be Electric Six Fire. This one is a great mix of rock and roll, lots of fun, lots of humor, with tracks like Dance Commander, Naked Pictures of Your Mother, very good one, Danger High Voltage, Gay Bar, which are their, I guess, hits from that record. Electric Six Fire, from beginning to end, this is one CD I go back to quite often. Second disc would be Demolition 23. So I don't know if you're familiar with this one. It's not available on LP. It's one band by Michael Monroe, who was the singer, of Higher Rocks. This is a one-time album. They didn't do another one. It's quite short, but it's very punk rock from beginning to end. Great tracks like Nothing Alright, Hammersmith Palais, and Nothing to Do, I Wanna Be Loved. My favorite one is Crucified Me, and it ends with a great acoustic and electric ballad called Daytime Stories. From beginning to end, this is another CD that I listen to every now and then, you know, when you want to go to something very, very rock and roll and very enjoyable, and it gives you a great energy when you listen to those discs. At least it does to me. Now I'm going to move on to something a bit different, which is on LP this time, Jim Steinman, Bad for Good. This one's not in great condition. I think I bought it for less than 10 euros or something. As much as I love Meatloaf's, this one I think is really great from beginning to end. I skip no tracks on this one, and it has songs that were recorded later on by Meatloaf on Bat Out of Hell too. So this should have been actually the second album by Meatloaf, but it turned into a solo album by Jim Steinman. Really nice. The next one is something different again, and way more aggressive. Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power. This one LP comes from the box set with all their discs, and every disc was in a different color. I think this one was, yes, red. There you go. This is something I've been listening to through the 90s, and still to this day I go back to that record because it has just about every standard tracks by Pantera on this one. Great guitar, of course, great singing even by Mr. Phil Anselmo, and well, you can't go wrong with Pantera, I guess. And it's really one guitar player that was a step above most guitar at the time, I guess. They really brought something new and fresh and exciting to the metal scene, and as a metal fan, I have to admit that this one, you just go back to. Not every day, of course, but almost. And now for something again in another genre, we have Billy Bragg and Wilco, Mermaid Avenue. This is the volume 1. There are 3 volumes. This is the one I was aware of Woody Guthrie and of Billy Bragg as well. So when the two came together with Wilco, it was just a perfect match. Great songs from beginning to end, of course. You can go wrong with the lyrics of Woody Guthrie, and this one has songs like California Star, Way Over the Minor Key, my favorite one, which is Birds and Ships, and it just goes on and on. Ingrid Bergman, Christ for President, Hesitating Beauty, The Unwelcome Guest. Everything on this record is great. Volume 2 is brilliant too, and I love this one so much that I bought first the CD. There you go. I had to add the LPs when they were released, and later on they actually put volume 3 on CDs as well, in a pact with other volumes. Volume 1, 2 and 3 are here, and as an extra you have the DVD. That's it for my 5 go-to album in response to Mr. Steve Carlson's contest. I hope you like some of those discs, you enjoy them. I didn't put any live album on that list because live albums are like a compilation. But as an extra for this video, I'm gonna show you 5 albums, live albums I go to quite often. The first one is Gary Moore, Blues Alive. This one is a killer from beginning to end. Everything in there, Walking by Myself, Oh Pretty Woman, Story of the Blues, Still Got the Blues, Since I Met You Babe, Further Up the Road, King of the Blues, Parish and Walkways. Everything on that record is great. And I had to put the Japanese version as well because you have an extra CD on it with 4 tracks, I think, on the small CD, by the way. Yes, you have 4 extra songs, Stop Messing Around, You Don't Love Me, Since I Met You Babe, and Key to Love. So, a great album, Blues Alive. Gary Moore was one of the greatest guitar player, of course, you can think of, and I've been listening to this one quite often, and it just comes back and back. Another artist I love is Alice Cooper, and I have this CD, live CD of him called Fistful of Alice. This is great. This is a Japanese version which includes 2 extra songs, Clones and Bed of Nails. So great stuff here. You have Rob Zombie on Feed My Frankenstein. Of course, Alice Cooper is one of the greatest in my opinion, and to have a live album by him with so many hits on it, it is just perfect. Now I'm gonna move on to something more pop, which is InXS Live Baby Live. This is on CD as well. I have more CDs than LPs. This one, I wasn't a big fan of InXS, and I kind of rediscover them later on after the passing of the singer. And I have to say that to have this live album is great because everything is perfect. I also have the DVD of their show at Wembley, which is one of my favorite live DVD ever. What do we have next? Well, one of my favorite band is Mr. Big, and they released a lot of live albums, especially in Japan, mostly in Japan actually, and this is maybe my favorite one of them, Live at the Budokan, which came after the Hey Man album, and it's just a great set list from beginning to end. The sound is perfect. These guys are perfect anyway whenever they play. Billy Sheehan, Paul Gilbert, Pat Torpey, and Eric Martin. So this is great. You have everything. Take Cover, Green Tinted 60s Mind, a great version of that song, Green Tinted 60s Mind. Out of the Underground, very hard rocking this one, Alive and Kicking. Whole World's Gonna Know, Road to Ruin of course, and Addicted to That Urge, and they end up with The Frigid City, a cover by Bowie. So if you don't have this one, if you like Mr. Big, get this one. If you like live albums, this is their best, to my opinion. And this is number 4. Now we're going to number 5. which is in a nice little box set, and this is Rammstein, their live album in Paris. They put a lot of live albums, and this one is one of my favorites. I was at one of his show. That's a good reason. The other one, that Rammstein setlist, they're just brilliant from beginning to end. They have so many great songs, every song on stage. It's just a show within itself. So if I have to pick one album by Rammstein live, this would be the one so far. You know, every tour they do is great, so can't wait for the next one. That's it, everybody. This is my very first video. I think it's a nice way to introduce myself to you, and if you dig this, I think I have to say subscribe and like. Thank you. Bye bye.